I wouldn't be a good interviewer if I didn't ask you about your approach to LinkedIn, how you establish
Yeah.
yourself as a leading and authoritative voice. But before we get into that, we wanted to get your take on the biggest mistakes that salespeople make on LinkedIn, because a lot of people are obviously jumping on the LinkedIn bandwagon. It's a great place to connect and have
Hmm.
conversations, but all of us are feeling the pain of salespeople who are DMing us, cold DMing
Hmm.
us, commenting on posts that have no relevance, or posting stuff that is clearly sales oriented. Can you look at some of the mistakes that they're making? How would you, as a sales
Hmm.
leader, advise people on how to take a better approach to LinkedIn?
Well, I think right now we're seeing what happens in social media, which is 2 years ago we were saying, "Hey, everybody, like LinkedIn works. Where is everybody?" And now we're seeing everybody going, "Okay, I'll try it." So we see, call it, the number one thing is there's a lot of SDRs on LinkedIn. We all know that. And, they sell, they hit quota for 1 month, and 2 months later, they're starting 7 side hustles and selling ebooks. And so if I'm a buyer or a prospect or someone looking at you, I'm going, hell to the no. Do I want to work with this person? So I think the number one thing we do is we don't represent what we do and the company we work for as well as we should. And we've taken the idea of personal branding and just crushed it and said, oh, cool, man, I can get a side hustle. Well, guess what? You know what a really good side hustle is something where it's infrequent and that pays you a lot of money. And so master what you do today so well where someone's willing to pay you less for time and more for value. And the best value is coming from successful outcomes from existing customers who refer you to other people over a period of time. And so rather than forcing this to happen at breakneck speed, realize that LinkedIn is still a really good platform if you go for trust before, call it reciprocity. If you go for giving before you go for receiving. And so comments to me, like when I see people commenting just for the sake of the algorithm, it really turns me off from them. It makes me also want to not like them because I'm going, I see what you're doing now. I also respect it because I know you're playing that game, but you probably got a team of 5 people behind you helping you do that. Now I've got a ghostwriter. She does not write my posts. She takes what I talk about 1 hour a week and breaks it down and rewrites it. I do take advantage of a team. I have a video editor, real simple, but those are the people that I use on LinkedIn. And it's always me. When people DM, it's me. And so I think that now when I look at how to do it right is over time, I build value. Over time, we've somehow got a catalog of 500 videos and posts that people have. I get messages from people who are like, man, I implemented this and I went from the worst SDR to now I'm the top AE in a year. I'm like, man, that makes me want to cry. Like that makes me happy because I now started storing those in case I ever need those for a rainy day. But just to know the impact you had without asking people for it. I've never asked anybody for shit on LinkedIn. Pardon my French. Never. I've only given. Now, I have people who probably can't. No, I know I have people who can't stand me, who would think that I'm not their kind of person, and that's okay. I used to get concerned about it. Now I don't even blink. I don't read the comments that are negative, and if they're toxic, I delete them and block them just because you know what? It's my LinkedIn. And so if I'm going to put the time and energy into putting what I believe is quality out there, I'm not going to let a troll come in and crash it. I'll let someone with a strong opinion any day. If they want to disagree with respect, let's have a conversation in public. I'm all for that. But when you get disrespectful and you're one of the millions of trolls out there, then, move on. And that's where I think LinkedIn is. Yes, you want to have an open and candid conversation, but we did not show up to watch two people argue about petty things. Take that offline and let's get back to call it business, which is how do we make each other better? How do we make each other profitable? At the end of the day, we're all in business to make money. Let's be honest. How do we help each other do that more without just trying to get money? And that is built by value. And you know this, Mark, because this is your space, is when you do it for people and you do it well, they're going to start to refer you, which is how you grow your business.